Around launches to address hybrid work. Navattic launches to bring PLG to the masses, and I get a Zoom toy. That and more on this week's PLG123. Let's dive in. Tab 1. Tab 1 is from Product Hunt and is about the launch of Around. So here's what happened. Around 2.0 launched as a public beta, and they described the product as video calls for the future of hybrid remote work. A hybrid remote meeting typically entails the folks in the office sitting in a conference room looking at Zoom on a big TV, and the remote folks are using Zoom on their laptops. If you've ever been in one of these hybrid meetings, you know they're terrible. Around's solution to the problem is that everyone stays on their laptops, even the folks in the office. They'll be in the same room together, but everyone will be on their own laptop. And you can see that in their Product Hunt launch video. When you go to the website, you see Zoom Out, which I think is an obvious reference. And while Around does have a bunch of cool features to improve the experience and productivity of video calls over Zoom, it turns out that the key product problem to solve isn't about pixels or user experience. It's about syncing audio and eliminating the delay and echo factor. And thankfully, Around has cracked the code on this challenge with their Echo Terminator technology. So here's why this matters. With the rollout of vaccines and the downward trend in numbers, it looks like heading back to work is on the horizon. But even when that is safe to do, it's not likely that every person is back in the office right away. And we will probably never see a full 100% return to office, as a lot of companies have declared transitions to remote first or office optional models. So here's what to keep your eye on going forward. Given the trajectory of things today, watch out for more products and tools for hybrid work. Just like the boom that we saw in remote work tools over the last 12 months, I expect to see a boom in hybrid work tools over the next 12 months. Now, look, I gotta be honest with you. I don't have a crystal ball, you don't have a crystal ball, but I do have this magic urn. And the magic urn says that the future of work is hybrid. Tab 2. Tab 2 is from Product Hunt and is about the launch of Navattic. So here's what happened. Navattic is a startup in the current Winter 21 batch at YC. They launched last week and described the product as a way to build, share, and track interactive product demos that excite prospects and close more deals. We've all seen a million product demos, and they share one key commonality. The vendor is the one driving the demo. So the prospect evaluating the product is in the audience, and the interaction adopts a decidedly teacher-student dynamic where you feel the need to raise your hand to ask a question about the demo. Even modern day asynchronous demos recorded via Loom still have this vendor-driven dynamic rather than a user-driven dynamic. To unpack Navattic's solution to this problem, the easiest thing is to show you a demo. On the homepage right away, you see what look like screenshots of the product. No surprise there. Every website has that. But you can click this button to get started, and it takes you through what look like tooltips on these screenshots. And when you click Explore Full Demo, you realize, oh, this is interactive. With Navattic, I'm in the driver's seat, I'm clicking the buttons, I'm doing the exploring, not the vendor, and I like it. So here's why this matters. The rise of product-led growth is not a vendor-driven thing, it's a customer-driven thing. More specifically, it's a user-driven thing. Users want the frictionless ease of self-service, and the last thing they want to do today is talk to sales. However, embracing the frictionless ease of self-service is a much easier thing to consider if you're a de novo startup. You're building everything for the first time, so of course you're going to build for the modern PLG era. But stating the obvious, there are a lot of existing companies that were launched 5, 10, 15 years ago, and every single thing about that product and business is built for a talk to sales era and model. These companies didn't do anything wrong, but they still need to adapt. The end user era is upon us, and you can't opt out. So here's what to keep your eye on going forward. With this customer/user driven demand for self-service, I expect to see a lot more tools that enable product-led growth. Innovative startups like Navattic are providing established companies a means of adaptation without a full stack rewrite of their product and go-to-market model. Tab 3. Tab 3 is from Product Hunt and is about my cool new Zoom toy. So here's what happened. A company called Powerbox launched a thing called the Zap Pad on Product Hunt, and the pitch immediately grabbed my attention. Upgrade Zoom with a Bluetooth connected keypad that lets you run Zoom with the click of a button. Video calls are easier with your 22 favorite Zoom shortcuts on one amazing hotkey pad. Okay, so it's basically a TV remote for Zoom, and it was the #1 product of the day on March 1st. And my natural reaction was to to immediately purchase it. So here's why this matters. We're spending so much time on Zoom that not only are there software products launching to make Zoom better, but there are also hardware products launching to make Zoom better. At this point, you probably just want to see the toy again, so here it is. It has 22 buttons, all the Zoom commands you use most often, like change views, share your screen, and the two biggest buttons are to turn the camera off and on and to mute, for obvious reasons. But I think my favorite button is this one, end, because I don't have to awkwardly smash the leave meeting button with desperation on my face when the Zoom is over. The only thing missing from this remote control is fast forward, because really the number one thing we all want when it comes to Zoom meetings is for them to end. So here's what to keep your eye on going forward. While the maker and early adopter community on Product Hunt has been buzzing about Zoom enhancement products for a while, we are only just starting to see them show up in a real way. For example, while I've been a fan of since it launched, I only just saw it for the first time in a live Zoom meeting last week. My big question is, what will happen to all of these products when the world heads back to the office? Well, that does it for this week on the PLG123. Make sure to follow me on LinkedIn for more daily PLG content, and stay tuned for our weekly episode drops of the PLG123 coming at you right here on LinkedIn. Hope you all are having a great week, and take care.